There's some buzz going on right now regarding some upcoming OnePlus devices. While every release by the company garners quite a bit of hype and attention, we obviously don't know too much right now aside from what a supposed leak currently tells us. Personally, I am excited for an updated and a better camera system, whether or not it's backed by a company like Hasselblad. But clearly, as you can tell from the title, I'm not talking about the OnePlus 9 Pro today. Instead, I'm talking about this, the Cyberpunk 2077 edition of the OnePlus 8T. Honestly, I think we should be seeing more of this kind of partnership moving forward. So this is Joshua Vergara. What's going on, everybody? I'm actually going to unbox this. I'll show you the unboxing experience that I did, and then I'll give some thoughts on this special limited Cyberpunk 2077 edition of the OnePlus 8T. In case you haven't noticed, I have a new set, and I'm trying out a few new things with my content here on the channel. Let me know you like it by hitting that like button and by subscribing to my channel to kick it with me in each new video. Okay, cards on the table. I've actually had this phone for a little bit, having unboxed it a number of weeks ago. OnePlus was having these phones make the rounds with reviewers, and this one's been sitting in my collection for a little bit, waiting for me to make this video before I send it back. I think with the ongoing saga regarding Cyberpunk 2077, the game, and the rumors of the upcoming OnePlus 9 Pro, it might have been a good thing for me to wait until now to do this video. So I will tackle a couple of different things. First, as I'm unboxing the phone, let's talk about the game itself. I'm still having a great time playing Cyberpunk 2077. I haven't finished it yet, mostly because I'm waiting for patches to come in and improve what was already a pretty good experience on my desktop powered by the RTX 2080 Super. You guys are gonna like this. I was about to get the game on PS5, and unless you've been living under some big-ass rock, you know that I dodged a huge bullet by not getting it on console. Glitches and bugs aside, the game is a slightly uneven experience. You get super high realism in one moment and then immersion-breaking design choices in the next. But the story is engrossing, the gameplay is fun even if it's not as advanced as the company told us it would be, and I'd still give the game a thumbs up for a generally memorable experience. I know CD Projekt Red is in a ton of hot water right now, and I hope things get better for them and their fans, which I consider myself a part of after years of Witcher love. As you can see, OnePlus did a pretty great job in this partnership, and they put together a package worthy of fans of the game. Not only are there a bunch of pins for the different gangs and factions of the game world, shouts out to Judy and the Mox, but the box and the contents within are all given the right coat of video gamer paint. This is the kind of experience that as a fan you can be delighted to have, which begs the question in my mind. As the OnePlus 9 Pro starts to appear in the rumor mill, I mean, sure, it's cool to team up with big tech names, but why not put a little bit more effort into the special limited editions? Now I know this is a Chinese unit, and the copyright or licensing laws out there are probably different, but even then we get so little of this kind of fun in the North American market. The last one that I can think of are like those BTS edition Samsung devices, which were sold out really quickly. By the way, shouts out to any fellow ARMY that are watching too. But look at what kind of craziness you can unlock in this kind of partnership. The OnePlus 8T was already a good looker of a phone, but it had all of the same tropes that other flagship phones have. Simple-ish design with an obvious camera hump, and better ergonomics compared to the OnePlus 8 Pro, at least if you ask me. This time though, we have a super stylish look to the phone, with black and yellow accents all over the place, right down to the pseudo-pixelated pattern on the backing, a stretched out camera hump that has all the same cameras but now says 2077 on the other end, and then of course the proper Cyberpunk logo on the bottom. You can't tell me that as a fan or as someone who was super hyped on the game right before launch, you wouldn't have had a deep desire for this phone. Collaborations like this are potent, and with so many popular franchises out there, teaming up with any of them could potentially move a ton of units. So again, I ask, why don't we see this more often? Of course, things start to look different with the Chinese ROM, which doesn't have Google services. And then we see how much further the custom ROM goes to fit in with the Cyberpunk 2077 aesthetic. The live wallpaper has animations that light up the logo. There's more than just a dark mode on this Android software, it's got the hard lines around elements like the notifications, further hitting that Cyberpunk neon look. And then there are the sound effects. Since I was having fun with Cyberpunk 2077, I thought, why don't I put this kind of look on my other phones as well? So I did a search in the Google Play Store and a couple of general Google searches. Not only do I find that this live wallpaper and interface are hard to find, but it's actually hard to find such things for basically any brand or franchise that is popular. I remember back in the day, small developers were making live wallpapers for practically anything, but again, maybe licensing issues came up. Come on guys, all we want are more ways to rep the things that we love. Anyway, let's get back to the phone. The internals are the same as the already powerful OnePlus 8T. It can certainly provide the same reliable performance for daily usage, but of course, for a phone like this, we're going to get gaming and put that Fanatic mode to use. What better thing to do on a Cyberpunk 2077 phone than to play Cyberpunk 2077 on it? So let's bust out the Razer Kishi, fire up GeForce Now, and get to playing the game on this phone. Of course, this phone would be able to handle just about anything you throw at it, including popular mobile titles like Genshin Impact, but game streaming, like what I'm doing with GeForce Now, kind of democratizes high-end gaming to the mobile space. And I'm all for it, with things like this, Stadia, and Xbox Game Pass streaming. So it's not just that you can get a phone like this that rocks the game that you love, it can literally play the game that you love too. I guess what I'm trying to say here, before I return this special edition of the phone, is that I think we should see more of this kind of thing moving forward. Accessories are one way of expressing yourself in everyday tech, but it's even better when the companies go in on the fun together. Say what you will about Cyberpunk 2077, the game, it still lent itself to incredible amounts of hype, and this was one product of it. Plenty of other pop culture phenomena can do the same, and when stuff like this happens, I think a lot of people would get after it. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and play a little bit more before I pack this thing up and send it back. For more on the OnePlus AT and beyond, subscribe to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and call it on this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your tea, everybody.